All right, I'm going to talk about some general strategies in teams. It's helpful to have your classes built in teams with the students loaded, much easier to call them into a meeting or anything like that. The fastest way at any point to get to a meeting is to use your calendar, okay? Because I can click on this and simply click join. If students are already waiting in the lobby, then there's join already that shows up here, saves me even that extra click. But again, it saves me from having to navigate to the team, to the right channel to click join, okay? And saves that going back and forth. So easiest way to get to a meeting, go to your calendar, click the team you want to go to and click join, okay? So that's easy. Let's, however, I want to show you a couple things within a meeting. So we're going to go to my test team. Right now, that's just me. Your options up here, you can click meet. That's going to meet right now, or you could schedule a meeting. Okay, I'm just going to do meet now because I want to show you just some features within Microsoft Teams. So I'm going to click join now. All right, and it's connecting. Notice I have chosen to have video and audio enabled in the meeting. Okay. Um, so sometimes you get this notification, couldn't start video, that's fine. So let's just turn the camera off for now. So microphone, right? I have talked about this before, but in here, turn on live captions is especially helpful for students who might have some distracting background noise, okay? Or just want that extra reassurance that they can see the word, that they heard you correctly. Live captions is a great tool, okay? Let's see if my camera is going to work now. It may be not working because I'm running video for this to make this video. So we'll just leave the camera off. But here is, I can mute, unmute, okay, easily here. Here's how I'm going to share my screen. When I share my screen, if I plan to show a video, choose this option right here, include computer sound, okay? And you can decide, do you want to include a whole entire desktop? I have two screens, so I have two options. Or you can pick just one specific window, okay? You can choose a specific PowerPoint, or you can choose a whiteboard. Okay, usually I'm just sharing my screen and I just pick desktop. The reason is if I decide to click on something and show another screen, another window, I'm still sharing my screen. If you choose a specific window, you're going to have to reshare. So this just saves me some time. Okay, and then when I do this, okay, I'm going to click here. Notice the red outline here. That indicates I am 100% sharing my screen. Okay, sort of an annoyance for me. When you share your screen, the meeting list, which I was just looking at, goes down to the bottom. So all you need to do once you share your screen is click on your Teams icon at the bottom and then click this window and it'll pop back up. Okay, so that's just for me a little annoyance. It's just an extra click after the fact. All right, so if you're ready to stop sharing your screen, click this. Now you're no longer, notice the red outline disappeared. All right. Here is where this is the participant list showing up. Click this, you hide the participants. Click this, you show them. Click this, you show the chat. Click it again, you hide the chat. Okay. Click this to raise your hand. This indication is either one, students waiting in the lobby to be let in, two, people raising their hand. So if you see this right here, that is an alert, okay, for you that you need to go and check it out. Click it again to lower your hand, okay? Usually I'm looking at the participant list because that's usually how I'm navigating students in and out of the lobby, right? Here we have a lot of options. We have our device settings. You can choose if you have a specific device, different device. You have an external camera or microphone connected. You can modify what is being used here. Meeting options. Okay, here is what I have it set it to by default. Only me can bypass the lobby. Because you're not going to be able to pick specific people. It's either everyone in your organization or just you. It's safer for me, just use me, then I can decide who gets in. Always let people bypass, never announce when they join or leave. It gives a little ding when they're waiting, which is helpful. Who can present? Only me. You can choose specific people. All right, which means you can just select your co-teachers, and then once you let them in from the lobby, they're automatically presenter and you don't have to modify it. Okay, so that's for meeting options. For meeting notes, okay, so if you wanted to take notes, you could encourage students to use this feature. Okay, meeting details, okay, here's if you needed to share the link. This is not something that I need to do except for when I post the meeting link the first time. Here, these options will become available if I have more students here. And full screen, I can make this a full screen view. I can apply background effects. Okay, so I can decide to blur or add a virtual background or a specific background of my own. Now I turned on live captions, I can turn them off. Here is where I can start a recording. When I do, there's going to be a notification that is going to show up right here that is going to indicate that a video is being recorded, and that's for privacy's sake. Okay, so I just stopped it. Again, you get the same notification. You can turn off incoming video. That's if something were happening that in your network, say, and it was just creating too much of a lag, you could turn that off temporarily. Okay, but the big thing which just came out here, breakout rooms. Oh my gosh, I'm so totally excited. Here you automatically decide how many rooms do you want. Okay, so say I'm dividing my students into 5 groups. I just say right here, assign them automatically, or I can assign them manually. Okay, automatically obviously makes sense. Manually, when you create your rooms, here is what happens. Okay, and if I click this room, there's no one in here, so I can't go to it. If there were people in it, I could click on it to go to it. If I manage, click on manage rooms, once there are people in the breakout rooms, this becomes available. But you can see I can easily add rooms. I can close the room so I can send everybody back. But again, these features are unable to be accessed until I actually have people in the meeting, and it's just me. Okay. I can, right here, rooms settings, automatically move people into open rooms or let people go back to the main meeting. So do I want them to stay in their breakout rooms until I pull them back, or do I want to allow them to come back to the main meeting? That's really a preference, okay, that you can decide what works best for you, okay? And recreate rooms, you can delete all the existing rooms. So now, okay, great, we worked for 5 minutes, swap, we're gonna work with new partners, okay? And then we're gonna click recreate, and it's gonna create a whole new set of rooms. Again, I can decide, okay, 5 was too many, now let's do 4, so maybe there's more conversation, create the rooms, and I have restarted. So there really are some great features here in Microsoft Teams. One last tip that I'm going to give you here, if you just click leave, the meeting stays open. If you want to close it so your students can't access it, please go to end meeting instead of leave. So end meeting, this ends for everyone. Yes, absolutely. That's what I want to do. So I want to end the meeting, and there we go. Notice here is where that very short recording showed up, but I do not really need that video, but this is where that video shows up, okay? And then you can access it. You can make this a tab if you wanted it as a reference for students. You could download it, but again, this is where your video that you record is going to show up, okay? So this is lots of things about Teams, a lot of great features. If you do not see your breakout rooms Here's what you're going to need to do. Click on your profile. Click on check for updates. Teams is going to look, and then you're going to have that availability. So if you don't see breakout rooms yet, there's what you need to do. Okay, so hope this helped you get to know Teams a little bit more.